We're often told that we should be kind and put other people's needs ahead of our own. But does anyone ever tell us that being too kind can be dangerous? In a world where we don't always get back what we give, some people find themselves feeling drained, emotionally and even financially. Could being too kind actually put your well-being at risk? Today, we'll explore how kindness can backfire and what you can do to protect yourself. And if you find these Stoic lessons helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more insights on how to master your emotions and live a life of balance. When you're always kind, it's easy to develop high hopes for how others will treat you in return. We've all been there, helping others, giving more than we probably should, with the hope that people will reciprocate. But Stoic philosophy reminds us that relying on others for happiness is a dangerous game. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When you expect too much, you set yourself up for disappointment. Giving without expecting anything back is how you protect your peace of mind. Think about it. How often do you find yourself disappointed because you've placed high expectations on others? It's not easy to admit, but many of us fall into this trap, and when those expectations aren't met, the frustration starts to build. Over time, though, people may start to take your generosity for granted. Have you ever been in a situation where you felt like you were expected to help? Perhaps a colleague at work or a friend in your personal life. Stoicism teaches that we should help others, but not to the point where our well-being suffers. In this case, you may start to feel drained or even resentful because people are no longer seeing your help as a kindness, but as an obligation. And while you're busy taking care of others, something else might start to happen. Your own goals can slowly fade into the background. Have you ever found yourself postponing your own ambitions to meet someone else's needs? Maybe you've put off that project you were excited about, or delayed a personal goal because someone else's needs seemed more urgent. It feels good to help, but over time, this can leave you feeling stuck, as though you've lost sight of your own path. Stoic wisdom encourages us to put our responsibilities first, so we don't lose ourselves in the process. And this can lead to another issue. Being too kind can also change how people see you. Instead of being admired for your generosity, some may start to view you as weak. The truth is, people may take advantage of your kindness if they think you won't set boundaries. But Stoicism teaches that setting limits is a sign of strength, not selfishness. Seneca believed that it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. When you establish boundaries, people will respect you more for knowing your limits and valuing your time. And let's not forget, you might attract the wrong people. Constantly giving sends a signal to opportunists that you're available for their needs. These takers will see you as an easy target, expecting you to solve their problems. That's why Stoicism encourages us to be wise about who we give our energy to. Are the people in your life lifting you up or taking you down? Now, let's talk about a trap that's easy to fall into: the addiction to helping. You might not think of kindness as addictive, but it can become a habit that's hard to break. The more you help, the more others expect. Soon, you feel obligated to keep going, even when it's wearing you out. Epictetus warned against losing control over your own actions, and that's what happens when helping turns into an obligation. Practicing self-discipline is essential to avoid falling into this draining routine. Another unexpected downside of being too kind is that people may start to question your motives. Have you ever noticed that some people seem suspicious of overly kind gestures? In today's world, there's a certain skepticism about kindness, especially when it seems too good to be true. Stoic wisdom reminds us to do good for its own sake, but it's important to be aware that some may doubt your intentions, even when you mean well. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, you might lose respect for yourself. Constantly putting others first can lead to burnout and resentment. Over time, you may feel like you're losing control over your own life. Seneca reminds us that we must associate only with those who will make a better man of you. Prioritizing yourself is essential to maintaining your sense of self-worth. Now that we've covered the risks, how can we protect ourselves from falling into the kindness trap? First, pay attention to how you feel. Stoicism teaches the importance of self-awareness. Ask yourself, how do you feel when you help others? Are you energized or drained? Think of your energy like a battery. If you find yourself feeling tired or used after helping someone, it's time to check in with yourself and adjust how much you're giving. Try journaling each time you feel emotionally drained from helping. Reflect on how it affected you and whether it's a pattern. Second, don't be afraid to say no. Saying no is hard, but Stoicism teaches that our time and energy are valuable resources. Protecting them is essential. Saying no doesn't make you selfish, it makes you strong. Practice setting small boundaries in your day-to-day life. Start by saying no to something small, like declining a favor you can't reasonably do, and observe how it feels. Third, make time for yourself. We often forget that making time for ourselves is just as important as helping others. Marcus Aurelius said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." So, take time to recharge and clear your mind. Whether it's through hobbies, exercise, or mindfulness, create space in your life for self-care. Schedule 1 hour a week dedicated to yourself, whether it's reading, walking, or simply relaxing. Honor that time. And finally, stay away from people who drain your energy. Stoicism teaches us to be selective with our energy and relationships. Not everyone deserves your time and attention, especially those who take without giving anything in return. Evaluate the relationships in your life. Are there people who consistently drain you? Consider reducing your time with them to protect your peace. In the end, balance is everything. Stoicism teaches that giving is important, but so is protecting yourself. If you give too little, you may come across as selfish, but give too much, and you'll find yourself feeling empty. The middle ground is where you help others while still taking care of your own well-being. If you found these lessons helpful, subscribe to keep learning how Stoicism can help you master life's challenges. And remember, saying no isn't a bad thing. It's a way to guard your peace of mind.